both between the web server and the external network. Okay, and based on that, if those machines kind of suspect that there is something suspicious, so they will be kind of alert the SOC team, take further actions. So the answer was perfectly right. Okay, this is how this is a scenario where this is the approach that we should take to kind of protect this kind of systems uh, when we encountered such situation in any of the company. Okay, so thank you for sharing your input, guys, and let's proceed further now. Okay, so let me see what else. Okay, so this is done, and let me see the notes. Accepting the risk. Okay, so there's one thing regarding the risk is that the concept of achieving the perfect network security is kind of often kind of joked about in the actually in the field of information security. So we can't be 100% perfect every time, like protect the organization with all kind of attacks that can happen. Okay, however, it is kind of important to acknowledge that management often makes the decision to accept certain identify risk. So thing is that management needs to kind of explore what are the different risks for an organization, let's say in this vaccine company, and they need to kind of come up with a plan where they accept, okay, uh, we try to mitigate the high end risk, but obviously we can't be 100% sure, so we accept certain risks that okay, this kind of attacks is bound to happen sometime, and we need to kind of come up with certain plan, like which is actually called business continuity plan, BCP, where if this attack really happens, if this attack is able to surpass our controls, this is how we deal with this situation. Okay, so in a case, let's say this window XP machine, let's say was compromised, even though there were all the controls in place, all the external control in place. So one of the point that management can kind of put out in the business continuity plan is that we let's say this window XP machine got a ransomware attack, all the files are encrypted and this Windows machine is not usable. So one of the business continuity plan that the management team can come up is kind of keep another system with similar configuration ready. So in that, if in case like this system get hacked, uh, the company can kind of dispatch or kind of start a duplicate machine with similar configuration and continue with their kind of business continuity plan. Okay, so cybersecurity. So one of the things that we need to kind of accept is that cybersecurity is just one aspect of a complex business environment. Okay, and while it may be a top priority for us as a security professional, but we need to accept that the other teams in that company might view us as just kind of a one factor among many that contribute to the smooth functioning of the business. Okay. So ultimately, our role is to kind of provide management with accurate and comprehensive information so that they can kind of effectively perform their job of ensuring the business continues to operate. So in this case, we need to kind of make the leadership aware, because those leadership are not kind of the highly technical guys. They won't understand what's vulnerability, what's server running. They just what matters about them is that the company is kind of performing smoothly. The objective of them is to kind of, let's say, produce vaccines, so they just wanted to make sure that okay, it's getting produced. Okay, so we need to kind of, as a role of our cybersecurity professional, we need to kind of make them aware about the risk inside the company. This is our job. Okay, and thing is that if they disagree with the certain risk, we need to come up with certain plans and share with them how we how we can kind of come and kind of approach that problem through a different way and mitigate the risk for them. Okay, so it is important to kind of find ways to communicate actually your concerns effectively or document the advice that you have given and then proceed with your responsibilities. So our responsibilities over here will be that three things. First, we make leadership aware about the risk. Then once the risk has been the leadership has been made aware, we document that. We tell them like how we are going to approach mitigating the risk. And then once all the security controls are in place, our responsibility is again like we continue the 24 into 7 monitoring of the devices. Okay, so that's all what I like to discuss about the risk part. And now let's go to the next topic, which is kind of components of the blue team. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So now I'll be kind of discussing what are the kind of components of the blue team. Okay, so I like to discuss about people. That's one thing. I like to discuss about process, and I like to discuss about technology. Okay, so basically, these are three basic components of any SOC organization. Okay, that helps the company in keeping them secure. Okay, so now let's go through that one by one. So a fully functioning blue team consists of three essential components, which is people, process, and technology. Okay, so the people on the team are kind of crucial and kind of are the crucial component of the team, and they should be an effective communicators. Like they document the thing properly, they can communicate the concern properly to to their stakeholders, and they should be kind of well trained. Okay, their selection greatly impacts the success of the blue team. Okay, the now the process is something which is like it defines the task, uh, how they should be performed, ensuring efficiency in the daily blue team daily operations. And where technology is something which plays a kind of a vital role by enabling efficient and well defined process. Okay, so what this technology help us, like it allows for monitoring vast amount of data and enhance the capabilities of the team members. Okay, so for an example, let's say IDS, one of the technologies. So even though we can kind of monitor the alerts and kind of do a manual analysis of all the network traffic going in, but in reality, that's not possible. So the technology is something which help us. It detects certain kind of alerts for us by observing the traffic patterns, and it then alerts us. Okay, these are the high severity alerts, and we take actions based on the uh, prioritized alerts. So technology is something which is one of the most important component of any kind of SOC environment. Okay, so as it allows it for kind of monitoring vast amount of data. Okay, however, technology should not replace people. Okay, but rather enhance their abilities. So you might be kind of coming across the latest kind of development in let's say AI, like chat gpt and whatnot. But the thing is that technology can never kind of replace the people component of the SOC organization. Okay, no matter how good it is. um, but it should be always seen as that it will be kind of really helpful. It will enhance the abilities of the people component of the SOC organization. So if we have some alert, let's say now with the latest development in the AI and all, we can kind of let's say we perform the analysis, but then we use the AI to perform the analysis uh, same as us, and then we see like if we have missed anything that the AI have got, or have we done everything kind of properly in a proper way. Okay, and then AI can also help us, let's say, documenting the thing. So if there are SOC peoples who are good in documentation, but let's say they are pretty occupied in kind of handling a case, and they need some help in kind of documenting the work that they have done. So in that case, they can use the kind of technology in place if allowed by the company, and that can help us help them to kind